Hello and welcome. In today's video, we are going to be doing a yoga sequence that will help combat stress. So if you're having like a stressful week or a stressful day or you're feeling anxious, this yoga sequence will help you calm your mind and relax your body and connect with your breath. And you can use this any day, anytime that you feel stress, any anxiousness. Some of the yoga poses that we'll be going through are ones that will be calming for the mind and the nervous system. And of course, yoga is great for relaxing the mind as well, too. And it also helps promote the neurotransmitter GABA, which is known to help reduce feelings of anxiousness, but also to help with stress. Yoga also helps with reducing cortisol. Usually when people get stressed, cortisol rises along with their appetite. Sometimes some people might be different where their appetite doesn't rise, where they may have trouble eating, but then later on when they get hungry, they're like, because they've skipped a meal, they're overeating then too. So what yoga does is it helps reduce cortisol as well in the body because of the deep diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what you'll need is obviously your mat. If your mat's not padded enough, you can put a blanket underneath you. We're going to be starting in a lie down position today. And, just follow along and do your best. Okay? Okay, so we're going to be lying back down onto the ground. So if you want to grab the back of your legs or the back of one of your legs as you prepare to lie down, we'll lengthen out. Of course, if this is not comfortable for your back or your lower back is coming up off the ground, you can always bend your legs. We're going to start by connecting with our breath here. We can place a hand on top of our bellies as we're lying here. We're going to drift away from our day as we start to connect with our bodies and minds on our mat. Hand on top of the belly, we're taking a nice deep inhale and we're filling our belly up with air. And then on the exhale, we're breathing out. Inhaling again, feeling our bellies rise as we fill it up with air. And then exhaling out, letting all that air go. We're breathing in through our nose and out through our nose. On an inhale, we'll start to count to 4, 5, or 6. And then on the exhale, we'll do the same for a few breaths. And then exhaling the same as the amount of the inhale that we did. We'll do one more of our matching breath. Okay, next. We'll start to, on the inhale, still count to 4, 5, or 6. But then on the exhale, we'll pause for a second or two, and then on the exhale, we're going to breathe longer than the, like breathe out longer than the inhale. So we'll count to 6, 7, or 8 on the inhale, or on the exhale. Okay, we'll do that again, breathing in, inhaling for 4, 5, or 6. Holding for 2 seconds if you can. And then on the exhale, letting out a slow exhale. Okay, we'll do that again. Breathing in. Holding gently. And then releasing. And then we'll do that a few more times. Inhaling now. Pausing. And then slowly releasing. And one more time, doing a nice deep inhale into our bellies. Pausing. And then slowly releasing. Okay, we'll bring our hand off of our bellies now. We'll grab the back of our thigh and the other one too as we bring our knees in for knees to chest. And we'll hold here for a few breaths, breathing in. And then breathing out. Inhaling, bringing those knees in a little bit closer. Should feel a nice gentle pull on the lower back as you bring it in. Okay, and then we're going to gently rock side to side. And we can place our hands on top of our knees if it feels a little bit more comfortable. Okay, and then returning back to the middle. From here, placing our feet onto the ground. We're going to place our arms down by our sides. And we'll breathe in as we lift our hips to the sky. And then we're going to exhale down. And then we'll breathe in again, lifting your hips to the sky. And then we'll exhale. Inhaling, raising our hips. And then exhaling, lowering your hips down to the ground again. And grab the back of the legs for one more knees to chest pose. And we'll place our hands gently on our knees. We're going to gently rock side to side again. Okay, when we're ready, we'll actually just roll over onto one side and come into a little bit of sleepy baby pose just for a second. And then we'll start to press our hands into the ground and then place our knees and come to a all fours position. So we're pressing our hands into the mat. We're spreading our fingers nice and wide. We have our knees directly underneath our hips, Hands directly underneath our shoulders. Slight micro bend in the elbows if our arms are long. And of course, just noticing how we're feeling today. From here, we're going to tuck our belly in, and then we're going to round our spine. And then we're going to inhale as we go into our cow. And then we're going to exhale, going back into our cat. We carry a lot of stress in our upper back and neck, so it's good to bring some flexibility to these areas. We're breathing in, going into that cow pose. And then exhaling, rounding our spine, pushing that mat just a little bit further away. Inhaling, breathing in, and then we're exhaling again, rounding. Inhaling, contracting our spine. And then exhaling, we're flexing our spine, pushing a little bit further into that mat, seeing if we can deepen our stretch. Inhaling, lifting our hearts, and then exhaling, rounding and pushing that mat even further away if we can. We'll continue to breathe. So this is a vinyasa too, but we're doing it in a slow, controlled pace here. Breathing out, pushing that mat away just a little bit further if we can. And then we'll breathe in, lifting our chest once more. And then from here, we're going to return to an all fours position. We're going to take our hands just above our mat. And we're going to push back into a child's pose. Your head doesn't necessarily need to touch the mat, but if it can, the better. We're going to inhale here, letting our rib cage expand. And then we're going to exhale. Inhaling, we're feeling our rib cage expand with air. And then exhaling, we're breathing out and letting go. One more time, breathing in, letting our breath massage our body. And then exhaling, letting go of any tension we may feel in the mid-back. Okay, from an all fours, we're taking our hand to the grippy part of the mat if you have a blanket, maybe moving up some. We're going to spread our fingers nice and wide. We're going to curl our toes. We'll bring our knees about 2 inches off the mat. We're going to push back, and if our feet don't touch the ground, that's okay. We'll have a slight bend in the knees. We're going to lift our hips and then push back our chest. We're going to raise our heels and then start to pedal or walk our dog. So we're pressing each heel into the ground, breathing out on as it touches the ground, inhaling as one comes up. So keep walking those dogs, getting a nice stretch to those calves. Like I said, we wear our stress in our body. So some of the places that we're so tight or sore in, those might be also places that we're carrying stress. Okay, good. Bring those heels back up. We're going to bring them back down. And then we're going to place our knees back on the ground. The good thing about downward dog is that it helps with depression. We're going to flatten our toes as we push back again into a child's pose. This time, we're letting our head touch the mat. If it doesn't touch, we can also place our hands just below or stick a block if you have one just here, and then place your hands. Okay. And then from here, we're going to be placing our head onto the mat, and we're just going to gently roll our forehead back and forth, giving our forehead a nice massage, gently rolling, not using momentum here, just going to where our body will allow. And of course, you can always do it from this position too, rolling your head on your hands. If getting your head down to the mat is hard. Okay, so next we're going to come up to an all fours position again. Because we carry stress in our hips, we want to, of course, make sure that we get some of that stress out. So belly button tucked in, we'll come to that all fours position. We're going to breathe out, drop our hips, and then come back around. Inhaling, and then exhaling, dropping our hips, coming back around. And then one more. So breathing out, dropping those hips to the left, and then inhaling as we come back around. Okay, now we're going to do the right side. Breathing in, and then breathing out as we drop our hips to the right. Inhaling again, and then dropping those hips. Noticing what we're feeling. Inhaling, and then exhaling as we drop our hips again. Okay, and then one more. Okay, from here we're going to start to move into a stand-up position. Take your hands to the top of the mat, curling our toes. We're going to take the knees about 2 inches off the mat, push back into a downward dog as we lift our hips, and then press our chest back. From here, we'll breathe in, raise our heels, and then exhale and see if we can try to touch our feet down. If not, that's okay. We still want to maintain a micro bend in our knees. Don't lock your knee joints. Have a micro bend instead. Okay, we're going to start to walk towards our hands. And we'll let our thighs touch our tummy. We'll have micro bend in the knees. Let our head hang here for a moment. And then we're going to slowly roll up. Get as close to the wall as you can, so you can even sit right beside it. And then just kind of roll onto your back as you're scooting your butt to the wall. Okay. From here, we'll go into knees to chest pose first. Breathing in, we'll grab the back of our legs and then we'll bring our knees in. Okay, when we're ready, we'll take our feet and place them onto the wall. If we can point the toes towards us, even better. We want to make sure that lower back is flat against our blankie or our mat as possible. And then we just sit here and we continue to breathe. So you may notice how you're breathing right now. You can stay in this pose for about 5 to 10 minutes, or you can even end your any of your yoga sequences with legs up wall pose. Of course, if you want to, here's some options as well as bringing the legs out wide. You can get a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. And then when you're ready to come out, we return back to east to chest pose. And then you can lie on your side and sleepy baby for a few moments. Just gonna switch down here. And then of course, when you're ready, you can start to make your way back to a seated position. Okay, we're gonna end this by taking a nice deep breath in and then exhaling out. Hands in a prayer position in our Anjali Mudra. And then exhale out. Namaste. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more yoga videos and yoga sequences and workout videos. Hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next video.